range. You're also going to have a scout on a very small map. I mean, we'll definitely get to see it, though. We can analyze this more as we get into the game, because it is time for what could be Wam's final moment in this upper bracket. Yes, we're meant to be looking at Wam and MarineLorD, where Wam's back is up against the wall, not our faces. Thank you very much. Hold on a sec, let me go. All right, thanks, cameraman. Yep, there we go. Here we go. Wam versus MarineLorD. MarineLorD back-to-back wins in the mirrors. We hop into the first game where Wam is trying to keep the Canadian dream alive. If he falls here, he will find himself in the lower bracket. And reminder, folks, Wam is one of those players, decent amount of points coming into this. If he makes a deep enough run, he could still make playoffs. There's everything still to play for.
Wam gets a beautiful hunting cabin there in the back, right between those cheeks of woodlines. And, oh, he's stealing MarineLorD's hunt here. Very nice. And
with the
attack speed should... Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, MarineLorD is trying to get his own hunt there, but it's a little bit of idle time. The villagers have to walk out. What is that villager doing there?
What
I think he... Yeah, he put him there as like a scout, as an additional scout, but he made a villager instead.
Oops. And now yoink the deer on the other side.
Is that in range of the PC? Garrison? Anytime soon? Garrison?
Not quick enough. Now, look at the gold.
A couple of them.
I don't...
Fairly even-ish?
Was this worth idling the villagers for? Like, I feel like he idled his a lot longer than Wam idled in response. Especially when you add in that one villager that went on a glorious Lord of the Rings level adventure.
All right. I want to once again point at something, well, not obvious, but like something really important here. For one, Dr. Dabson is pointing out MarineLorD invested into an additional scout. Probably not worth it on this map. There are only like 2 small additional deer patches. And there's only a single boar. I am once again asking for your support with my idea with the forward Kremlin. There's only a single boar.
Okay, before we move on to that discussion, I like to, you know, I know observing's interpretive. There's something bigger that Dabson was pointing out for us, Crackedy. MarineLorD had a housing crisis. Would you like to look at that pop cap?
I would not right now if I was MarineLorD.
Nope. He's really behind.
This hurts. Yeah, I mean, it's not just the housing that came in as well. I want to say, okay, the better version of the word. He screwed up a little bit there. A tiny
fudge up.
Little mistake-erino there. And now we see it. We see Wam pulling the villagers. It's gonna be that forward Kremlin. I love it. This is what I want to see.
I hate it.
It needed to happen.
But like, once again, I'm begging. Wooden fortresses. I mean, so here's the thing. Like, the Kremlin to a certain degree can work. So hear me out. Like, Kremlin can work in the, like, because he does it first, now it's good, right? As long as you can place it. That's going to be the key detail here. If you get blocked by the scouts, we have a problem. But you aren't going to have the wooden buff for a moment. And by the way, if he moves his scouts like this, Wam can't get it down. Marino can beat him in the race. He has to go for a wooden fortress instead.
Okay, but
Kremlin.
Probably still Kremlin?
Now you Kremlin.
Yes.
So Wam...
No.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No.
Yes.
100%.
Maybe?
No, every day of the week, Crackedy. No.
Yes. Actually,
no.
Yes. Yes.
How many villages is this?
Yes.
All it took was his entire villager force.
Yeah.
What is this Kremlin?
He can't delete it, right? He's not gonna get the full resource back. He can't delete that wooden fortress. No,
this is not the play. This doesn't work. No. That you won't stop the Kremlin. He can try to attack the villagers, but that's his best play. Kill villagers and leave. Unless they kill you back. What is this game? So we're just gonna go to an interview with Biddle, the creator of this map, quickly. Yes, good.
Yeah. This is what Biddle envisioned, right? This is peak.
It was 100% what he wanted.
What? Okay.
Now that is a good Kremlin.
Yeah.
That's my point, though, right?
Like, rain.
So this was always my argument. Is like in a Roost Mirror, I kind of get your Kremlin fort.
It ranges.
Oh my god, no.
Wait.
And your wooden fortress will eventually die. Checkmate. I mean, he knows that, like, the range, right? It's so easy. I feel like a lot of players are still getting familiar with the Kremlin range because it is quite far, right? I think it's... Is it higher than Wooden Fortress, or it just feels higher because you have arrow slits straight away, right?
So I think the way it works, yeah, for one, you have arrow slits right away, and the range extends from its furthest, like, its largest tile, right?
Yes.
So because the Kremlin also is bigger, that means it has a larger radius.
As Wam is finding out the hard way. And this gets worse, because if that wooden fortress goes down, now MarineLorD has more. And
At least Wam got the gold, right?
Is
Wam at...
I can't
Is
give...
Wam at tier 2, maybe?
Maybe, but here's a thought for you, Crackedy. Usually in this situation, you're like, well, he hasn't got wooden influence on his Kremlin. Yes, but you also built a wooden fortress in the middle of the map. So now he can afford to build a wooden fortress and not feel behind.
One upside. For now, he still doesn't have that wooden fortress, right? So for now, the
another upside,
is a little bit worse.
Wam still has more villages.
Yeah, right. Let's look at the positive things here going for Wam, right? So this is all surely not the most convenient, but even if MarineLorD tries to go for the boar, Wam can still deny that with his own wooden fortress. And the relic is on the side, or like the relic in the middle is on his side, so that's still good for later in the game if we get to that point.
Can we talk about the relics that spawn next to MarineLorD's base? By the way, like I don't think I've ever seen a more convenient pickup.
In case Wam gets up first, though, those relics they're far away from the Kremlin.
Look. Just place a monastery between them.
They're in range of the TC. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Bitter buddy, we got to talk. There's a reason. This is the reason why H3 got banned on this map, by the way, because of that spawn. I implore you, please change the spawn. Why do these relics not spawn out in the flanks? There's room. Like maybe have one near the TC, but look at the northern and southern side of this map. There's plenty of space.
Yeah. The perfect opportunity to, well, not put anything there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because if I can't get a castle in the center, I need somewhere else to drop my castles. So that's what that open, like, wasteland to the north and south are for. Perfectly fine.
Thinking right now, what are they going to go for? Is MarineLorD just going to try and invest a little bit more into feudal age here to try and burn down some of these hunting cabins? Or is the idea going to be fast castle behind us? I think for Wam, the idea should definitely be fast castle.
Yeah, on a delay because he's going hard in these hunting cabins, right? Like, we saw the value he's getting already. On the other side, I think MarineLorD started building some on a delay. But if MarineLorD is intending to mass spears, he could get on around the flanks, like 8 of them, and torch all these cabins down. At which stage, Wam is kind of like lost in no man's land, right?
It's investing into an archery range now as well.
That's
going to further delay his age up a little bit, but it's yeah. I mean, he probably did spot that out, or at least he's gonna spot the barracks. Or maybe he just anticipated. Yeah, this is the Kremlin. Look at it. He knows everything that's going on the map. Can we see the vision right now for MarineLorD?
He's full
I want to see what he sees.
Yeah, that knight was trying to smuggle his way through.
Look at that. He saw the entire bottom wood line. He saw that knight coming from a mile away.
Okay, but hear me out. Just go around the tree line. It's such an undervalued play here. Like, it takes a lot longer, but you can go around the back of these wood lines and along the cliffside, right? In most cases, anyway.
Is there enough space for an outpost or wooden fortress behind the wood line? Maybe?
Well, in MarineLorD's base? Maybe. It looks tight. I think
maybe if you chop a little bit?
Yeah.
Like, you chop a little bit, you put an outpost there, that could be the play, right?
So
like,
I remember
that would be really annoying.
I remember I was like talking to Billin about this map when it was first put in, because remember the old version of Mountain Clearing? That was bad. And we had the similar thought around these trees. I still personally want to see stealth forests. I think stealth forests around the outside would make it better, because then there's like Because right now, there's no reason you should want to go behind the tree lines unless you're absolutely forced to, right? Whereas if you have stealth forest, you're like, but now I'm sneaky. They'll never see me. You have to whisper.
This militia, we're so close yet so far. Yeah, I mean, I really like the idea. Until you said it, I legitimately never even thought about it, that you could send units just all the way around.
No one's done it so far. I've watched like several practice games, and everyone just runs to the center. Yeah. Like ape noises included. They do what you're talking about, like let's drop a Kremlin, right? And the reason why like I was not a big fan of the Kremlin straight away is because like a lot of the time it addresses a problem that doesn't exist yet, right? I understand it in the Roost mirror because like it's a big difference if one player does it and the other doesn't. But in a lot of matchups, like I've seen the Roost players especially rush a Kremlin drop, and the opponent just kind of doesn't care, right? It's like I'll deal with this problem later.
See the high trade house now coming up for Wham. If I look at MarineLorD's resources, I'm scratching my head a little bit because they just don't exist.
More hunting cabins. Apparently that's what he's got for us, Crackedy.
I'm guessing less than 100 on that high trade house. That's gonna be a. Wait,
is he over? He's overlapping. He's in the tile.
Yeah, it looks like it's in the tile. This might be a sub 100 hunting cabin.
This is not the first time this has happened.
Trade house.
This eventually happened in the pit game as well. Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna feel bad. I wonder if he even gets any gold out of that one. I know it can bug out sometimes, or rather be really, really annoying.
Take up complete.
Dr. Depps, take us to it. Do we?
No, this is important. MarineLorD needs to get this up without losing villagers. He will be able to, though. So that's going to eliminate the potential Sacred Site victory.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to be measuring each other up here. There's... Actually...
it's not so bad. So he must not have the overlap.
Yeah.
Maybe
or
it's half a tile.
Maybe the gold is deleted from the hunting cabin then. Maybe the hunting cabin just isn't generating any
Look, they keep changing this thing. Like I am once again begging Morellic, release a logical explanation for hunting cabin. Why is it ticks? I still don't get that.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying to work around, right? It's so unpredictable with how the resource comes in. You just look at the number and you're like, yeah, this is good, but is it actually like that?
I'm just gonna have this is gonna turn the stream once again as I list off things. I'm once again asking, can we just clearly state that there is a 2 movement speed cap and the UI in game? I could go on all day, Crackedy.
Yeah, I can support those kind of thoughts. All right, we got the siege workshop now, so Wham is gonna be in a position to start damaging that that Kremlin in the middle. Now also starts to wall off. Has at least placed those walls. So looking good in that direction. Also has his first warrior monk out. That hunting cabin questionable if it goes up.
Okay, we have some clarification. Thank you, Maito. So the way it works is if the hunting cabins clip over the high trade house, it impacts income. It doesn't matter if the high trade house clips the other way. Big shout out for that insight. There you go.
Yeah, that actually helps a lot. That's really nice to know.
I am once again asking that this clearly gets defined in the tool. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
No, I had no clue. Like I'm surprised by the answer, and I appreciate it all the more.
But
I get what you want to say, and I agree.
I have to do it to him. So MarineLorD setting the aggro, forcing the wall in, and now going for high trade house himself. I mean, he's so much late on the tech up, but I don't think he's at a disadvantage. Like, it's crazy. Look at Wham's build. Wait, what? He did?
Yeah, MarineLorD went for a second TC at one point in time. I didn't even notice that.
Well, we are having a very important discussion. Like that
true,
makes this more. That actually makes this more impressive though on many levels right now. Like Wham's comp, I don't like it. Right, like he opened crossbows as opposed to men at arms, so he missed out on a very strong timing at the beginning of Castle Age that you're privy to if you tech up first.
Yeah. All right. How much? I wonder how much gold MarineLorD is getting. I'm not sure if he got to tier 2. The boar went over the way of Wham, so yeah, no, there's no way that MarineLorD got tier 2. Right? So what?
No.
Wait.
Huh? Well, his is better placed, right?
Yeah, it's better placed, but still, it's a surprising amount. And I guess MarineLorD, he also has a really good amount of hunting cabins.
Okay, I should clarify, by the way. In fairness to Bidlin, he didn't originally make the map. He just tried to make it better. Now, we can argue. By the way, this is the cheekiest play Wam could make in this game on this map. Taking the relic from his opponent's base. By the way, he's already taken one.
Yeah, this was the second one. Didn't work out too well, but, you know, didn't work out this time. Might work out the next time he goes.
He's going to have 4 relics, at least.
Yeah, this is already working out really, really well for him. This should, like... I think we can all agree that this should be the game that Wam takes off MarineLorD, right? Because, yeah, like MarineLorD, he had a little bit of a, as you put it, fudge up in the beginning. And
just a teensy tiny one.
Right now, yeah, he managed to get back at it with his second TC, but behind all of that, I mean, Wam expanded his economy in other ways, right? As he said, he got the relics, he's got the hunting cabins, and yeah, it's working out well for him right now. If he can just keep that sacred side locked down, basically all that he needs to do is keep the siege advantage. As long as he keeps the siege superiority, there's nothing really that MarineLorD can do in order to push him.
MarineLorD's making some sort of play. He invested in the militia again. I don't think, like, this... Where are they? Because this feels like it's premature.
They are going to hunt,
hunting cabins. Yeah, that's literally the only thing you can do with them.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna hunt hunting cabins for 90 seconds, and then they're gonna go and strike.
And then they get hunted by the afterlife. There you go. That's what's happening there.
All right, MarineLorD has now invested into 2 siege workshop. It's going to be producing out of both of those. Oh,
he's
the warrior monk.
got it.
The sad warrior monk is saying, "Wait, no, that's mine."
That's what makes it worse, is he actually went for warrior monks himself finally. Oh, good lord.
Ah, that's a feels bad moment. He's gonna get a hunting cabin though, from the looks of it.
Yeah, but he missed.
Oh, he's gonna get the hunting cabin where
he missed the better one. There's one to the south that's getting Wam more gold. And he...
Yeah, but he destroyed the one where Wam was researching fertilization from.
That's true. But does he get this one? They got like, what, 20 seconds left? Open a prayer?
Is it gonna happen? Units going down.
Bye.
Ah, just in time. That was so close. If he went the other way around, he probably would have gotten both.
Okay, so I don't think that was worthwhile for MarineLorD. He spent 200 resources to kill 100 wood structure.
Yeah, and the tickets as well. It's not something that you can now do again, especially... I mean, I think the thought process about this was like this. Kremlin down, can't use it anymore anyway, so might as well use the tickets.
At least I look bigger with this militia behind me. I get you. And he's going to have to get much bigger than this. Look, he's got military lead for the moment. But that is a particular issue that he doesn't fully address yet. One trebuchet will not stop a castle from going up.
Yeah, now there's a significant amount of Springles here for Wam. A really significant amount. Not a lot of mangoes, but holy moly, that's a good amount of Springles.
He reacts. Wait, the house that pathfinding almost killed the Springald. Killed the Treb, rather. Springald's not going to trade out. He even gets the Treb, and he only loses 1 Springald. The micro from Wam on point.
That is so worth it for him right now. He's looking in a really, really good position right now. He knows, he realizes, I win Siege War, I win game. And he is executing it really well right now. Just needs to get more wood income right now, because gold he has passively. And Siege doesn't cost a lot of gold anyways in comparison to wood. If he has the wood, he can make the Siege, he can win the game.
And some people would just sit there and not move in these situations. And I actually appreciate that Wam is kind of probing like that, right? Like that Treb, over time, pays for itself in forcing idle villages and stone, right? So eventually MarineLorD can reach a break point where he has more military to push with because of that difference. Wam is ensuring that time doesn't come, or at least doesn't come easily. MarineLorD, you know, don't look too much into these military numbers. It's very deceitful. You have to realize half of MLord's force are archers.
Wam is investing into his militia right now as well. I feel like he should probably only go for that if MarineLorD pushes, or if we're in like 90 seconds left until Sacred Side victory. Now those are gonna run out. I mean, they're useful, but for a couple hunting cabins there, I'm not sure if it's worth it.
Apparently, they both see some worth in it. I mean, in fairness, there is the idle time of someone coming out to replace these. I prefer Wam's play compared to MarineLorD's, where MarineLorD burnt one closest to the base, so like the idle time of the villager is lower, right? Whereas MarineLorD now has to run pretty far out to replace this hunting cabin.
Yeah, that's true. Walks back, but these units are gonna die anyways. At some point in time. It's gonna lead him towards the wooden fortress there.
Very nice of him.
Oopsie. Yeah. That's some very nice militia there.
Like, what do you mean I have to die in 30 seconds? I need to go live my life. You take over. Second keep.
More keep going up. Yeah. Still no... Oh, boiling oil is also being researched, so really, really tough to take that point away from Wam. And army a little bit out of position. Very out of position. Extremely out of position. Please run back. Please run back. Okay, goes back.
Unless you bait in. Springles now trading out. That's a lot of Springles on both sides, actually. Great micro expected from both of these players, but right now it does feel like Wam has a slight edge. Quicker to reproduce as well. Baganel shots in. MarineLorD diving a bit deep, but the second flurry coming out, and you start to see it turning in favor of him. He needs this as well. Sacred Site now under 5 minutes, and the trebuchets have got a lot to siege.
He still has more Springles in the back. He just didn't have them pulled towards the front side. I mean, he still has a lot of stone in the reserve, so that's cheeky. That hurts. Seeing those trebuchets go down.
This is the biggest smile I've had on my face from Springles in a very long time. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like the micro is really on point, and the back and forth is beautiful to watch. You know, like, and I want to just put some fire on Wam, right? He deserves it. Like, he's doing a great job in this game. Often when you talk about the Canadian bros, everyone talks about Puppy Paw. Everyone talks about how great he is, and there's no denying. But I always feel like Wam gets the short end of the stick. Yet here he is. Sure, he's 2 games down against MarineLorD, but looking very confident to close out the third and force us into a deeper series. That is no small accomplishment.
The Springled Warfare right now. MarineLorD, he knows the win condition. Wam knows it as well. It's all about the siege in this kind of situation. You win the siege while you win the game. MarineLorD, though, 40 more villagers almost, has this... It's a really, really big eco advantage right now. And I feel like maybe the Sacred Side startup just came in a little bit too slow here for Wam. Springles are trading out against each other, but it looks like it's in favor of MarineLorD here. Yeah, he just has way more.
It's the eco, right? The eco is now starting to claw in. I mean, like, Wam, this was his best option. I would love to check back on the early replay and, like, see when he scouted the second TC. Because now, like, when you think about it more, right, that has finally added its dividends. 104 eco to 68. Wam's idea was great. I think his micro in these fights were great. But MarineLorD's macro is clearly now pulling ahead.
Yeah, now he's going to be putting up a forward keep. That's a lot of villagers also idle for Wam, because he was repairing the keep. And if we look at, because he has less villagers than MarineLorD, significantly less villagers, that's a larger percentage of villagers idle for him.
It's true, but he needs to deal with these trebs. Like, it's not about blocking the keep going up, it's about blocking your own keep going down, but instead, he just has to trade out. And MarineLorD, we know he can afford to replace. He was hurling 2,000 wood in the bank behind this. Just look at that queue up. 7 more Springles. Wam only able to afford 3. Castle not looking to last long, and Wam looks like he might not last longer in this upper bracket.
Yeah, this looks like now MarineLorD is going to be heavily in control of this game. Wam is trying to put up some more wooden fortresses, but against 5 trebuchets, it's just not enough, and Wam knows. He calls it. 3-0 for MarineLorD.
Hey, man.
What a series.
We've seen it before in a different Lou. We're used to seeing King of the Hill, but MarineLorD says he's also King of the Hole.
That one caught me by surprise.
It is a giant hole. But, like, honestly, I'm going to put him on gas. I think Wam, like, his micro is really good here. I'm still going to give him the shout because he deserves it there. Where MarineLorD really outplayed him was the wider plan, right? I think in these battles, they were micro on micro. Like, that was the really impressive part to me. We always just, like, sniff MarineLorD's panties, talk about how he's the best micro in the game. I agree. He's, like, you know, him, Vortex, Lucifron, always top of the list for me. But Wam in this game, the way he was able to contest Springles regularly, the way he was able to kind of, like, flex certain elements like the relics, it was impressive, and he deserves that shout out, regardless of the outcome. You know.
Yeah.